Alright. Hey YouTube. So I want to tell you a little bit about a challenge I set for myself this spring, which I called 10K a day in May. And my goal was to walk an extra 10 kilometers every day on top of my regular activity level. So one of the reasons I did this is because late in April I had just finished the South Karelian March Challenge, which was a 25 kilometer rucking challenge. YouTube! It is April the 24th and we are doing a 25 kilometer ruck. This is the South Karelian Military March and I really enjoyed it. And another reason is that I just wanted to up my fitness a little bit, and I've been reading a lot about cardiovascular disease risk and exercise, and the studies show that if you get the minimum recommended level of activity, which is 150 minutes per week, or if you do the 10,000 steps per day, you'll get a cardiovascular health benefit. But typically it's not associated with weight loss, and I don't know if you guys have been looking too closely, but I got a few pounds to lose. So May, 31 days, 10 kilometers per day on top of my regular activity levels, and I did it. And there's I think a few reasons why I was successful at that, and I'll tell you about some of the benefits of it. So one of the reasons I was successful is because Tara was able to walk with me almost every day in May. And so her dog also benefited because he got to walk with us almost every time that we walked. And we mixed it up. So we did some bush hikes. I got to explore some new trails or old trails that I hadn't been on in a long time. We did some road hikes. Got to snoop around at the neighbors. There's so much more that you see when you are walking that you don't when you are driving. I found some new spots to go fishing. We crossed some interesting little creeks in the backwoods. I'm pretty fortunate that I live near a lot of crown land, so I was able to get out and just explore some trails. We even did some 10 kilometer walks in Canada's capital city, Ottawa, and also in Ontario's capital city of Toronto. So we really mixed it up. And it was kind of a walk-around challenge. So mostly we walk 10 kilometers. It takes about 2 hours. What's interesting is it never really got boring. We always had something to talk about. I mean, you can do a lot of gossiping in 2 hours. Talk about work, life, family, projects, goals. And if you're outside, there's always something to see. So we saw cool stuff. We saw the season change. We saw birds, we saw animals, we found old campsites, we found stuff that people had lost, we found a working flashlight on the trail. I got to test out some new gear that I bought, and so that was good. We hiked in all weather, hot, cold, dry, rainy, it just was really, really enjoyable. So if you think that's something that you want to do, here's what that did for me. Gave me something to look forward to every day. Good hikes with Tara. I lost about 5 pounds, which is I thought pretty reasonable for a low impact exercise month. And although I didn't do any physiological measurements other than my body weight, I felt like that I was breathing a little bit better. If you've been watching my channel, you know that I have some sinus challenges. My sinuses cleared up quite a bit, which was very nice. And I did do some 10K runs as well, which definitely is a little more difficult for me. But the nice thing about a walk is that you can walk and talk. At least for me, it's a lot easier to walk and talk than to walk and run. So I think there was a lot of benefit to that. And it is increasingly important for people to work those exercise routines into their busy lives and their busy days. So I would encourage anybody to take up this or a similar challenge. Another benefit of walking is that it is it's low impact, but by stepping up your pace a little bit, you can definitely hit those cardio zones and get your minutes of activity in a day. And at least a couple studies show that when you do, for example, 10 kilometers of running, it stimulates your appetite, so that you just end up eating more to make up for the calories you burned. But if you're looking for a low impact, sustained weight loss exercise, walking tends not to increase your appetite significantly, at least according to some research. And so it's a good way to burn some calories without immediately putting them back in as food. So for me, I did an extra 10 kilometers a day. So I normally would hit 10,000 steps in a day, which is about 8 kilometers for me. So if you do the math, you'll see that I more than doubled my daily distance, I guess you could say. And for my height and weight and speed, a 10 kilometer walk typically worked out to be 1,000 calories or just under 1,000 calories. So you can see where that would really add up in a month. I burned, probably almost 30,000 calories walking. So it's definitely doable for most people. It's just the real challenge is finding the time, working it into your routine. And so I wish you luck with that. Anyway, I got lots of other challenges and adventures coming up this summer, so I'll catch you on the next one, YouTube.